Hello everybody, and welcome back to Monday Night Arena Fight. I'm Josh, and over the past week, Magic Arena has gone into open beta, so all of the accounts have been reset, and we've been given the tutorial to play over. I already went ahead and did that, and I got the 5 starter decks. So they also have this Singleton event, which is free for the weekend. So I figured I'd try that out. I did take the free cards the free redeemable cards and built a deck with those cards. I went ahead and grabbed a bunch of Dimir cards. So I wanted to play around with some of the legends and stuff like that. So let's get going. Okay. I have no illusions that this deck is exceptionally good. I just kind of threw together anything I had and tried to make as consistent a deck as I could. I'll go ahead and make this. So, let's start it up and let's see how it goes. Okay, our opponent's on black-green, it looks like. I'm not going to give them any hints that we have a second color, because I can play this Diamond Mare. And I'll choose black. That way we have a half-decent blocker. And we haven't given away that our deck is multicolored yet. Okay, so now we can, let's see, what was this? Surveil 2, then draw a card, and each opponent returns a non-land permanent they control with the highest converted mana cost, and then they discard a card. Okay, we'll probably be using this for discovery more than dispersal, so let's go ahead and get that card out, and we'll play Lazav the Multiferious. Okay. I would prefer Gravedigger to be in my hand to grab something later, and since Lazav can't turn into Gravedigger for any effect other than being a 2/2, we don't really want it in the graveyard, so I'll leave it on top. And, sure, let's get in with the... No, we'll hold back. I don't want to give him a 2/2 zombie just yet, so I'd rather he attack into me. Okay, looks like our opponent is starting off with a Saproling deck, but they're probably in the same situation that I'm in, where they just kind of threw together something. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Discovery, but I want to make sure I tap one of each. Okay, I do not need a swamp, so we can put that in the graveyard, and then we'll get Thought Erasure. And then I'll go ahead and cast this Thought Erasure. I don't want this Grave Waker coming out, so let's go ahead and make them discard that. And I will leave the Whisper Agent on top. And still no attacks. Okay, so we know they have a Crawl Harpooner. That means I don't want to play out Flyer if I find one. but the Undergrowth ability doesn't really do much right now. It gives them +1/+0 until end of turn. Okay. I'm not really sure what they have in hand, but I don't see any reason that we can't go for this. If they kill off our Lazav, I can grave dig it, so... Okay, so now their crawl gets +2/+0 until end of turn. So it can kill any flyer with power 5 or toughness 5 or less. Alright, our opponent did kill off the Lazav, which is something I expected. But they should also know this, or no, they don't know, because we, oh, okay, so... Yeah. So they went ahead and just dropped that to advance their board state. I'm going to grave dig out our Lazav. And that way we can use him again to surveil, maybe put something in the yard. No attacks there. No need to lose our Diamond Mare to the Harpooner. Okay, I foresee this Locket getting sacrificed by our opponent pretty soon. Okay, so I'm going to drop Lazav again. Okay, I do not need this hired blade, so I'm going to go ahead and throw that into the yard. And then I will pass turn. So we could turn Lazav into a 3/2 if we need to, by paying 3 mana. We can also just flash in this Whisper Agent, if we need to have yet another blocker. Okay, I don't trust our opponent with this attack here unless they just want the 2/2, so I'm going to throw out the Whisper Agent. I'll leave that on top, and then we'll move the blockers. Go ahead and throw the 3/2 there, and the Gravedigger there. Ah, that's why they did it. They wanted more creatures in their graveyard. Okay. So then, I don't have anything in my yard to copy for one, so we'll take our turn. Go ahead and Divination. Okay, we'll start getting our token army, hopefully soon. I don't have many artifacts in the deck, but I have a couple, the Diamond Mare and the Arcane Encyclopedia, so we should be able to get a little bit out of him. We're still just leaving up a tough front to get through. Okay, our opponent's going to start getting some value off their Izona. These insects can't really do much to push their way through, so... Okay, and I'm assuming my opponent's looking for another swamp. They look like they're a little stuck on black. Yeah, there it is. Ah, they have a really good card in reassembling skeletons. Now they can just keep sacrificing and reanimating it. So that's a little annoying. Okay. And there is the Dimir Surveil. Okay, let's see. How many times can I surveil this turn? I could do 2 surveillances by bouncing Lazav the Multiferious with unexplained disappearance. I think it would be better, however, to just get... Let's just put the Arcane Bug out, or Arcane Bug, the Dimir Surveil out. And then I will pass turn. This will leave up an unexplained disappearance. And if our Spybug dies, I can turn Lazav into it. Okay, so yep, our opponent's gonna start doing their little combo-y thing. It's not really a combo, more synergy. Now, they can't take a huge advantage just because they're lacking in the black mana. Oh, and they're gonna go find another swamp, I assume. And there it is. So now they'll be able to reanimate and sacrifice the skeleton twice a turn. Okay, let's see if they attack. They do not. So, what I'm going to do at the end of their turn is I'm going to bounce my Lazav. Okay, I don't need another land right now, so we'll put that in the yard. That'll increase our Spybug. And then I will play Lazav again, which will make my Spybug 1 larger. Okay, I still don't need a land, especially not a swamp. Okay, I'm going to get a land down. I want to make sure I leave up blue mana for Disperse, so I tap 3 swamps. And this will get us another flyer. And then I will actually start moving to attack with my flying creature. Okay, so right now I'm just kind of trying to keep up with my opponent. They don't currently have an answer to the spy bug, so we're going to just keep plugging away with damage with my flyers. I'm not sure I have a way to deal with what they're doing, though. But at least I can kill this 2/2 with the disperse if I want to. I'm not sure I want to, though. Ah, now they have a flyer that they can block with. We might just have to mill our opponent out by hoping that they just overdraw their deck, so... okay. And I can't use the Arcane Encyclopedia because it costs too much. Okay, move to combat. Attack with the spy bug. Opponent takes it, and I will put out a Darkblade Agent. And again, if I want to use Disperse on Lazav to get another Scry, or maybe save my Whisper Agent for a trick or a kill spell, either of those will give me a good Scry target, or not Scry, give me a Surveil trigger, which will make the spy bug even bigger. Okay, our opponent's gonna Assassin's Trophy the Encyclopedia, so I'm just gonna use Sai's ability to get rid of the Encyclopedia and the token to draw a card. This leaves us open for a 1 attack. Oh, open the graves. Okay, so resolve. This leaves me open for an attack in the air for 1, but I'm not overly worried about that. Okay. This will be helpful for just dealing with any of the creatures when they die. It just gives us another 2/2 that our opponent has to deal with, so... Okay, and they sacrifice their cat. I don't know why they got rid of the cat instead of one of these insects. And take 1. Enters the battlefield with a number of +1/+1 counters on it, equal number of creature cards in your graveyard. Alright, so that is a big beater. That is a 9/9 now. Alright, so let us get this open the graves out. This way, when I chump block, I can get a zombie token out of it. So move to combat, attack. Turn. So I'm going to pull a trick off here, actually. I'm going to bounce this Whisper Agent. I'm going to block the 9/9, and because it doesn't have trample currently, I'm going to bounce it. This will give me the ability to... yeah. So this will give me the ability to give the Darkblade Agent Death Touch at flash speed, so I can block the next turn. Okay, so move the block, throw the Whisper Agent in the way, see if our opponent does anything. They do not, so I'm going to bounce the Whisper Agent. And I'll take 1 from the flyer. And now I see why they didn't sacrifice their token. They wanted another creature card in the graveyard. Yeah, they're going to make a bunch of Saprolings. Bring back a Skeleton. And then I assume pass the turn? Nope, I'm going to go ahead and draw a card. Okay. Still doing okay. Our life total isn't that low, so I'm not especially... Yes. Yes, we will do this. Mephetic Vapors will kill off all of their tokens, except this zombie token, and just leave them with a Izona and their Rhizome Lurcher. It will not kill anything of mine, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. Okay, they got one more value out of their card. I don't need a swamp, and I don't need an island, so we'll pull those off. Okay, then we'll move to combat, and attack, get in with the Spy Bug, and then end my turn. Okay, so that did a little bit to help stabilize us. Just removed all the tokens that they were probably setting up for some kind of overrun effect with. And my opponent has decided to finally kill off the Spy Bug. Fair. But the Spy Bug isn't really gone. It just looks like it. I have a feeling Lazav wants to get in on the Spy Bug action. Alright, I'm going to get a Find Broker to get back a permanent card from their graveyard. And the Grave Waiter that we discarded so long ago. That will be a problem, because I do not currently have any way to deal with it, and they can just bring back whatever they want. Okay, they did not go in for the attack, so then it will be my turn. I am going to use Lazav's ability to make a Spy Bug, or make him into a Spy Bug. That way we can still keep adding pressure. The Whisper Agent. Nope, do not need this one. Didn't need that island either, but... Get in with a flyer. And then... Let's see... I think Lazav wants to become a Hired Blade. land, and pass the turn. Okay, that trick won't work again because they'll actually have a flyer next turn. Okay, I do not have a way to save my Lazav this time, so sadly he is now dead. But we do get a zombie token out of it. And if we are placed in a racing game with my opponent at the moment, we might be able to finish this off. But they're just going to get excessive value from this Grave Waker. And they can't take my stuff, thankfully, but they have their own options. I think I want to see how this attack goes if I move to combat, move to attacks. And attack with anything that could possibly kill off the Grave Waker if it blocks. Okay, our opponent didn't take the bait, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose here. I am just going to get rid of this Izona for a turn. But sadly, that means that when they bring back their Izona, they're going to get a bunch of tokens. I'm trying to see what their undergrowth check is, but I can't, because Izona's in the way. But it's a lot. Okay, I'm just going to take this damage, because I can. Okay, well, drawing that has pretty much just sealed our fate. I don't think I'm getting anywhere else in this game, so... There's no reason to attack here because they'll just reanimate the Izona and get a ton of 1/1s to kill whatever I attack with. So... Yep, they'll get 8 1/1s. And they brought back Skyscanner as well. I was not expecting that, actually. I was just expecting them to, if they did anything, draw more cards. Okay, so I don't want to kill any of their creatures, so I'm going to put a Diamond Mare in the way there, Psy in the way there, and Walking Corpse there. This will end up giving me a zombie token, or 2 zombie tokens. I need my own Grave Waker, really, to even possibly come back to this game, but I don't think I can. Murder would be great. Okay, Deadly Visit will work. So I'm going to get rid of this to remove any amount of free reanimation, free easy reanimation. Okay. My opponent has gotten rid of the way we've been stabilizing, but that doesn't remove its ability from the game. Ah, I see. They wanted it so they could sacrifice the Izona. And that way I don't get the Surveil. Attackers, but they have 15 1/1s at this point, so I'm pretty sure I'm dead here. Yep, and that's just enough to kill me. That was a good game. For having such limited card choices at the moment, I think I did alright. Okay, this has some powerful rewards, but I can only get there if I get another land. But I am going to keep it, and hope that my opponent is in the same type of deck building conundrum that I am, with a limited amount of resources. Yep, I'm just waiting for my opponent to make their first move. I think on the draw I'll be okay. I just need one more land to get there. And even if I have to discard to hand size, I'm not overly worried about missing a land drop. I don't want to, but I could still recover if I miss one land drop. I will say I'm kind of surprised that they haven't implemented Brawl rules yet and then made this a Brawl game. But that might be a little bit more programming than I'm thinking it is, so I assume Brawl will be coming to Arena at some point, so... But it looks like our opponent might be stuck on lands and doesn't want to admit it, maybe? Okay. Well, that wasn't a land, but it was actually a good hit. This way we can see if the top card is a land. It is not, so straight to the grave it goes. It sucks because I have no way of actually getting back open the graves, but I'd rather find a land than be stuck with an enchantment I'm not gonna cast, so. Okay, so I missed a land drop. My opponent missed a land drop though too, so basically we got a free turn. Okay, they have a 3/3 now. Ah. And I'm going to drop Side. That way I can block the 3/3 if I want to, and next turn when I make this Dimir Locket, I'll get a 1/1 as well. At some point, I'll probably be able to lash in this Hired Blade to kill off the Courser, unless our opponent goes straight into just putting a bunch of stuff on this creature. Okay, there's a land. Good. Go ahead and get this Locket out. And pass the turn. Okay, my opponent did nothing, which is great. I want to keep drawing cards, so I want to play this Disinformation campaign. Excellent. My opponent has to discard a card as well. Okay, and they got rid of their Open the Grave. So they're playing a two-colored deck as well. Move to combat. Attack with the Flyer. No, not with Sai. And then the turn. This way I left the Hired Blade open to flash in. And once I find some more Surveil cards, I'll be able to bounce this and replay it. Oh, my opponent found a swamp, so they're not messed up on color anymore. And they have a Vraska. That is powerfully bad for me. I assume they're going to kill off the Sai. So sure.
Consider it done.
I'm just going to take this, no blockers, because it's more important that I make sure I kill off this Nebraska. I'm not 100% sure if there's anything at 1 that will kill off this Stalker, actually, but just to be safe, just in case there is.
Just a flesh wound.
Okay, and then I will drop this Spy Bug and Pest him. So I'm seeing a lot of rewards for my Surveil cards. I don't have as many as I'd like, but I've got enough that I think it's fine. Okay, I'm not going to block, no blockers. Actually, I should have blocked and grave digged out the bones. I want to see what my opponent does before I commit to Strangling Spores anything. Okay, so my opponent does nothing after thinking for a minute, so I'm going to go ahead and kill off the 3/3. Or attempt to. Okay, I found a land, so I'm going to move to combat, attack. That's everything. And I'm going to... I don't really want to expose my Gravewaker to anything, so I'll get out of Skymark's Bloodletter. And I want to keep this locket around just because I don't have 7 lands yet. Alright. Go ahead and end the turn. I think my best option is to use this Gravedigger on a Barrier of Bones, or if I find Lazav, on Lazav. Okay, my opponent gets their Courser back. Okay, now I can think about getting rid of the locket. Move to combat. I don't want to lose a 3-2 to a 2-2, so hold him back. I'm just waiting for my opponent to make their decision. They look like they want to do something to my Dimir Spybug, which is probably a correct move if they don't have any flyers or reach creatures. Okay, here comes the Centaur again. There's no point in my opponent attacking unless they have a trick to kill off the Barrier of Bones. Okay, and I am going to sacrifice the locket to draw a card. Or draw 2 cards. Excuse me. Alright, so we have Etrata. I've been wanting to play around with this card and just kind of see how she works. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with her. So, first thing we do is go to combat. Get in with my 2 flyers. And then I will commit to Etrata and a Darkblade Agent. So Etrata can't be blocked, and when she deals damage, she exiles a creature card, or a creature, and then puts a hit counter on it. Then, if my opponent has 3 creatures with hit counters on them, they lose the game. And what a wonderful creature to get rid of. So, move to combat. Attack with Etrata. And I am going to exile this creature. And then she goes away. Okay, and then end turn. So if I had a bounce spell, there would be a time where I could have bounced Etrata back to my hand. But no such luck there. I should have also attacked with my flyers and just killed my opponent with damage, but I wanted to be cute, so I tried being cute. Okay, my opponent still doesn't want to attack in, so I'm going to drop this Meteor Golem. And I'm going to take out this Death Baron. At this point, I will all attack, just not with this 2/3. My opponent has gone deep into the tank on whether they want to block the 3/2 with a 2/2. They have declined. So if my opponent attacks with both of their creatures, I'm going to block Meteor Golem to the Gravedigger, Berry of Bones to the Courser. Okay, and my opponent concedes. Alright, game 3. This is a really heavy land hand, but it can go somewhere, so I'm going to keep it. I guess one thing that you should keep in mind is these are not tuned decks for most people, I'm assuming. Yeah, I'll leave that on top just to give us a turn 2 play. But yeah, these aren't tuned decks. I would compare them to choosing your base for a limited deck with the amount of wild cards that were given. Alright, so our opponent looks like they're on a dinosaur deck, which could be cool. I'm going to go ahead and get out this encyclopedia. Not attack into the 1/1, which will turn into a 3/3. And probably not attacking into that 3/3 either. Okay, I'm just going to use the encyclopedia to draw a card. Yep, that's exactly not what we needed. So, pass turn. Okay, I'll go ahead and take 3 here. I'm usually pretty comfortable just taking damage until around 10, where I start actually thinking about it. So, there's that. There's a skullduggery that will actually be helpful in blocking situations. Alright, so I think this turn, instead of drawing a card, I'm going to go ahead and commit Sai to the board. And then pass turn. Okay, so I'm going to move to blockers. Put the wall in front of that, and my walking corpse in front of there. Remove that. Before damage, I'll make this a 3/3 and kill off this raptor. And my opponent has a Steel Leaf Champion. That could be very problematic, so I'm going to draw a card. It was not the murder I was looking for. Okay, no attackers. Okay, we'll block the 2/2 and take 5. And there's an Atali. Okay, so I think I'm going to use Dispersal in this case. Yes. So that'll bounce the Atali for a turn and make my opponent have to discard a card. I would assume not the Atali. Oh, yeah. Yep. Okay, so they got rid of a flying haster. I'm going to go ahead and draw another card, see if I can't find a solution. Nope, just a land. I'm not going to block with either of these, so get in. Okay, and we'll do the same thing we did last turn. Try not to die. Okay, now, what am I most afraid of? Free spells. So, I'm going to water knot this. I'm also going to draw a card. Okay, well, we can block next turn. Move to combat, attack. Oh no, I can block this turn because I have extra mana. So. And in turn, okay, before blockers, I'm going to put out the Whisper Agent. Disperse will deal with the Beast for a turn, or the Steel Leaf Champion for a turn, so I'll leave that on top. There's Demanding Dragon, so I will take. Guess Sai, because I need to keep the bone blocking that. I just blocked the Demanding Dragon for a turn. There's another land. Okay, so pass turn. Right now I'm just kind of treading water at the moment. So even with that dead, I'm not dead this turn. Not unless I have another piece of damage. So I'll block here and disperse here. And take the damage. Now I'm going to draw 2 cards. That would have been good to have played this turn. Okay, I'll go ahead and see what's in my opponent's hand. Put that on the bottom, because I don't want to draw it. Nope. So go ahead and just play out my cards. And wish my opponent a good game. Alright, well, thank you for joining me for this very short Monday Night Arena fight, at least compared to my usual ones. Like I said, the reset has really limited my options on what I can choose to play right now, but I had fun, just kind of getting to play with the new cards a week earlier than usual. It was like a pre-release for me, so I had fun just exploring the Dimir stuff. I think once I get some more cards, I can build a really fun deck with the mechanic. And I look forward to actually playing with Etrata in multiple different formats. So, well, thank you guys for joining me, like I said, and have a great day, and I'll see you next week. Bye.